ahead and give them a common denominator. Okay, however, you never have to fix that there's not a 1. So for example, on this fraction, I don't have to put a times 1 on it because times 1 doesn't change anything. Now, this one is really missing something. What's it missing? The x plus 2.
As a follow-up to the testing in the library, please know that the library will be a secure testing environment and only teachers proctoring and students taking the test are allowed in the library until it is closed.
Okay, now on the second one, if it makes you feel better, you can put a times 1 and a times 1 so that they match exactly, but timesing by 1 just doesn't change anything. So that's why you don't really care if that 1 is missing. Okay, so let's do our top. So we're going to have all of it over 1 times x plus 2, because I see that my bottoms here match now. And then on the top, I'm going to have to distribute here. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 2 is a 6x. And then over here, I have a 1x squared plus or minus on that. Minus 1x squared. And then from there, you would combine your like terms that can go together. 3x squared minus 1x squared, how many are left over? That would be 2x squared. Plus 6x over. Okay, now at this point, I'm not going to keep writing the 1 just because we don't really need it. So I'm going to put just x plus 2. If you do put the 1, it's not wrong. You just don't have to. Okay? All right, take a look at number 4. Okay, I'm going to rewrite my equation so that my 2x is over 1. And then I look at the denominators, and I'm going to have to fix the 1 with the 1 on the bottom. So I'm going to times by a 3x squared here. Sorry, 3x cubed, and a 3x cubed here. Again, if you want to times by 1 over 1, you can, but not necessary. So now that these guys match, I'm going to make my whole fraction over 3x cubed. And then on the top, when you multiply 2x times 3x to the 3, make sure you're multiplying the coefficients together. So 2 times 3 gives you what in the front? 6. And then you add the x's. So if it's x3 times another x, that'd be x4. And then you'd be done. Now, the reason you know you're done on that one is that x4 and x, those can't go together. They're not like terms, so you would just leave them separate. Okay? Come down, please, to number 5. Okay, what if my number is a 1? You can still rewrite that. What would your fraction be? 1 over 1. Good. Okay, plus 2x squared over x squared minus 6. Now, I could break this down if I was looking for maybe like this would already have part of it. But if it only has a 1, it doesn't have anything. You need a marker? So I'm going to times by x squared minus 6 and x squared minus 6. Okay? So if I need to break this down, the purpose of that is to see if it's only missing a piece of it. But if it's a 1 down here, it doesn't have any x's, so we're going to have to times by it anyway. Okay, so then on top, I'd have x squared minus 6 plus 2x squared, and then all of it over x squared minus 6. And remember, why am I allowed to take the 2 fractions into 1 fraction? Because they had a common denominator. If that doesn't happen, you can't do that step. Okay? Then from there, you look on the top. Can anything go together? Good. X squared, 2x squared. Now remember, you're adding those. So what is 1x squared plus 2x squared? 3x squared. So it'd be 3x squared minus 6, x squared minus 6. Okay? All right, last one like that. Take a look at number 6. Okay, I'm going to rewrite my x minus 2. I'm going to put it over 1. And then you'd be doing pretty much the exact same thing. So it's x minus 2 over 1 plus x squared plus x over x squared minus 6. And then when I look at the denominators, the 1 is fine, but I need an x squared minus 6 as well. Now, what type, we covered this yesterday, what type of distribution are you going to need to do in this section right here? Very good. That's going to be double distributing. Okay? And if you use FOIL, I know some of the teachers teach it like that, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Okay? So, one big fraction, x squared minus 6 across the bottom. You can put the 1 or not put the 1, your choice. Okay, but then up here, we're going to have to double distribute. So it'll be x squared times x, what's that? X cubed. Then I have x squared times minus 2, so that's a minus 2x. Then I go to my second term. Minus 6 times x is a minus 6x. And then minus 6 times minus 2 is a plus 12. Okay, now I'm going to have to make my fraction bigger because I still have two other things that need to be included. The plus x squared and the plus x. And then from there, I'm going to look through the numerator for any terms that can be combined. Okay, so my x cubed is the only one of its kind. My x squared is the only one of its kind. But then I have a minus 2x, minus 6x, and a plus x. And all three of those circle terms are going to have to be combined. So I'll have x cubed plus x squared. And then what is negative 2 minus 6 more? That's negative 8x, but then I have to add one more back. Negative 7x, and then plus 12. And then all of that over, x squared minus 6. Yes?
Negative 2x squared.
Was it? Ah, crap. Yes, it was. Dang. Okay. Thanks. Okay, that, whenever we did the x squared times the minus 2, that's a minus 2x squared. So that's going to change what we put together. Okay, so now I have a minus 2x squared here and an x squared here. What are those two together going to be? Negative 2 and then a plus 1. But minus 2 and then plus 1. So you borrow $2, you pay me back 1. So it'd be negative 1 x squared. And now that the negative 2 is really an x squared, I'm only combining these two. So it'd be a minus 6x and a plus 1x. Minus 6 plus 1 is negative. This should be a 5x. Thank you. Good? So I'll rewrite it in case you can't read that. X cubed minus 1x squared minus 5x plus 12 over x squared minus 6. Good? Good? Alright, so that's how you do it if one of your sides is a whole number. Okay, go ahead and turn over to the back, please. We've already done triple denominators, so we're not going to work through all of these. We'll just maybe do like 2 of them. Let's say that you're doing number 8 up here at the top. Okay, you're going to have to break down both of those bottoms. How are we going to break down this first bottom on number 8 right here? Square roots. Very good. Perfect squares. What's the square root of 9? Plus or minus 3. So when I break it up, it'll be a 3x on top, x plus 3, and x minus 3, minus 2 over. Okay, then look at the other side. How are we going to do the other side? T-chart. Very good. Okay, my T-chart, I need my numbers to multiply to be a 9 and add to be a 6. 1 times 9 gives me 9, or 3 times 3. Which one will give me 6 when I add? Okay, good. So put them both over x. And it'll be x plus 3 and x plus 3 again. Now, you could write that as x plus 3 squared, but I would go ahead and list it twice just to make sure that you know whatever's missing. Okay? So I'm going to underline the terms they already have in common. They both have an x plus 3, but I'm going to have to fix the other two missing parts. Okay? So what does my first fraction need so that it can match? It needs another x plus 3. Very good. Now, you can write, when you put the x plus 3 on the bottom, you can put the x plus 3 on top on either side. I'm going to put it on this side so that I remember to distribute. But you can put it on the other side. Your arrows are just going to be going the other way, which is fine. Okay, then on the other side, now I have 2x plus 3's on bottom for both. What does the second one need? The minus 3. Very good. X minus 3 here, x minus 3 here. And then now when I look at the bottoms, they have the exact same combination. That's called your common denominator, so you're ready to combine. So it'll be one big fraction, plus 3, and minus 3 across the bottom. And then 3x times x, what do we get there? 3x squared. Then 3x times 3. 9x, good. And then am I only distributing the 2? What comes with it? The minus with the 2. So it'll be minus 2 times x, then minus 2 times 3. So minus 2 times x is minus 2x, minus 2 times minus 3 is a plus 6. And then your last step, you're going to combine like terms and rewrite. So on the top, these middle two guys can go together. What is 9 take away 2? Good. So you'd have 3x squared plus 7x plus 6 over. And then on the bottom, instead of having to write this twice, I'm going to put a squared on it. So I'm going to make it x plus 3 squared and then an x minus 3. So I'm basically taking these two and I'm putting them together to just be a squared. Okay, but it's not wrong for you to write them separate. It's not wrong for you to put them together. Either one is fine. Okay? All right, last one that we're going to do together is number 10. Take a look at number 10, last one. Okay, we're going to need to break down the bottoms. How are we going to break down this one? Okay, somebody whispered it quietly back there. T-chart is correct. Okay, so we'll start with 1. I could do 1 times 35. Okay, 2 is not going to work because it's not even. 3 will times to be 30, but it won't get 35. What else? 5 and 7. Perfect. Okay, and if you don't remember how to get the list in the calculator, remember it's y equals 35 over x. That's what you would do in the calculator in case you don't remember. And I'll show you that one-on-one if you need help with that. Okay, 5 and 7 also add to give me 12. So those are my numbers. So I'm going to have 4 over x plus 5, x plus 7 minus x minus 2 over. How are we going to factor that bottom part? GCF. What can they both divide by? 6. Very good. Divide by 6. So remember, your 6 goes in the front, and then you're going to put whatever's left over. If it was a 6x, and I divided it by 6, what's left now? Just an x. What about 30 divided by 6? 5. Okay, look at the bottoms. They should usually already have something in common unless one of the sides is a 1. Okay, so here I have an x plus 5 and an x plus 5. What are we adding to the first fraction so they match? Okay, 6. And what are we adding to the second fraction so that they match? Very good. Now, yesterday we did an example of this, and actually we did one on the front too. What method are you going to need up here? What kind of distribution? Double. Okay? So just keep in mind that whenever you have two parentheses next to each other like that, that's a double distribute. Okay? Which is like the little arrows thing or FOIL. Okay, so combine it into one big fraction. Across the bottom, you're going to have 6x plus 5x plus 7. And then on top, 6 times 4 is how many? 24. Okay, minus x times x is how many? X squared. x times 7 is going to be a 7x. Okay, then I go to my minus 2 here. Minus 2 times x is a minus 2x. And then minus 2 times 7 is a minus 14. Okay, now, something that we did is wrong. Okay, what did we do wrong? Huh? The negative. Okay, this negative, what does it apply to? It applies to all of these, right? So I need to put a little set of parentheses around my double distribution, and I'm going to now have to bring the negative in to all 4 of those guys. Okay? So really, this is 24 minus x squared, then a minus on the 7x. And then what happens to my 2x if it was already negative, but now I'm minusing it? Yep, now it's a plus 2x. And then my 14 had started off minus, but because of the minus that we're bringing in, now it's a plus 14. And then I'm going to combine all of my like terms. I'm not even going to put the bottom on this one. Okay, I'll just put like that. And then I'm just going to rewrite it and put my final answer. Okay, so my negative x squared is by itself. What is negative 7x and 2x? Negative 5x. And then what about 24 and 14? 38. And then over, I have a 6, an x plus 5, and an x plus 7. Make sure in your final answer you do have to put the bottom back. You can take it off just for that double distribute step if you don't want to write it twice, but it has to be there in your final answer. Okay? So make sure that negative on the outside, even if you double distribute, you'll have to bring the negative in as a second step. Okay? All right, take a look at your homework. Okay, you have the next 28 minutes to work on your homework. Let's see. Why don't we do number 5 together? And then maybe we'll do one off the back too. Okay, number 5. You have negative 2 on top over x plus 4. Minus x squared over, and then we're going to square root that guy. So if it's x squared minus 16, that's a difference of perfect squares. So you'll have x plus and minus 4. Okay, so that one was perfect squares on the bottom. Okay. Then look at your denominators. What do they already have in common? They both have the plus 4, so we need to put in, good, the minus 4. And remember, once those bottoms match each other, you can make it one big fraction. So it'll be x plus 4 and x minus 4 across the bottom. And then on top, I'm going to have to distribute the minus 2 from right here. So it'll be minus 2 times x is minus 2x. Minus 2 times minus 4 is a plus 8. And then a minus x squared. And I know I'm done because I can't put an x and an x squared together, so that means you don't have any like terms to combine. Okay? Now, real quick on number 8, do you need to break down any of the bottoms on number 8? No, they're already broken down for you. Now, do they already have anything in common? Do those bottoms match each other? No, then you're going to still have to fix it. What am I going to put on the first fraction so that it matches the second fraction? Yeah, you're going to need this x plus 2, so you'll put it here and here. And then what is the second fraction going to need? The minus 2. So minus 2 and minus 2. Okay? Now, will either of those tops require double distribution? Which one? Left, the first or the second? Good. So if you want to put a little star here, you're going to need to do double distribute. Okay? Alright, turn over to the back. We'll do maybe one more. You guys want to pick one, or you want me to pick? You want to do one of the whole number ones? Yeah? Okay, let's do 14. Okay, take a look at 14. We're going to take our 1. We're going to make it a 1 over 1. 2x plus 7, 3x minus 1. Okay, and then remember that if one of the sides is 1, that just means you don't have to fix the other side. So I'll put my 3x minus 1 down here. Remember, if I'm going to put it on the bottom, I have to put it on the top as well. And then from there, you're just distributing. Now, quick question. If this is a 1, what is 1 times 3x? Still 3x. And then what's 1 times minus 1? Still minus 1. So really on that one, if you forgot to distribute, you get kind of lucky that it doesn't really matter. Okay? And then remember on the bottom, you can put the 1, not put the 1, up to you. Okay? Then combine your like terms. What's 3x plus 2x? 5x, good, adding those together. And then negative 1 plus 7 gives me 6. Okay? Y'all got it? Okay, so tomorrow and Friday, we're going to be solving with these, and it's going to get a little bit harder. So the reason we've kind of spent 3 days on it is that by tomorrow, if you don't know how to do this, it's going to be hard for you to catch up. So the reason you have 30 minutes, right, or 20 whatever minutes right now, is to ask for help if you need it. Okay, so make sure as you're working through these, if you got it, you'll be good tomorrow. But if you are still confused on what's going on, then let's get you caught up. Okay?